My concerns about this bill are, one, it's a voluntary program, so it's not at all clear anybody would take advantage of it. Two, it's only 10%, where at least in the work around the country that I have looked at, when you talk about inclusionary zoning, you want to be talking about 20 to 30% inclusionary, not a small number such as 10%. Three, in addition to being voluntary and only 10%, because you don't have to build on site. You can take the credits, so to speak, and use them in another section of the same town, perhaps in what's referred to the poor section of the town. You can take them and move them to another town. You can take them and not actually use them at all. I think what we would find is some of the same problems we found in 421A, certificates in the city of New York, until we changed that law, effective actually just in a couple of months now, where we said, no, you can't have your certificates and promise you're going to deliver on the affordable housing somewhere else someday, because what we learned was they weren't delivering on the affordable housing. They were getting the advantages, but they weren't actually delivering on the affordable housing. And so I think one of the lessons from the City of New York's experience is to make sure you're very clear when you do legislation intended to locate affordable housing and change density and zoning rules to do so, that you ensure you actually get that housing and you get that housing where it's needed.
Senator Hassell-Thompson to explain her vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm very sorry to say that I can't stand and congratulate Senator Skelos on this bill. Yeah, everybody, The reason that I cannot is, as someone who has always supported affordable housing, one of the concerns that is raised, and there's nothing that I've read in this bill that convinces me that I'm wrong yet, is when we allow what we call floating zones. Developers will go to those zones where it is most easy to build affordable units, get the credits, but it will do nothing for the kind of racial mix that we try to create across communities. We've seen it in Westchester. It's not different because it's Long Island. There are communities who continue to fight against the kinds of housing inclusion that we should be standing for in these chambers. Much of this bill has merit, but any portion of a bill that causes an increase in racial and economic discrimination in any community is not a bill I can or will ever vote for. So I declare that it is not the best bill that we could do, based upon the consciousness that we should be raising about how we do correct mixed use and how we best use state dollars and subsidies in the state of New York. Thank you, Mr. President. I will be voting no.